Hi, I'm Murphy. At 32, I run one of the most successful business consulting firms in Chicago. Sounds impressive, right? Well, the journey here wasn't exactly paved with family support and encouragement. My office overlooks the city skyline, glass, steel, and the kind of view that makes clients think I know what I'm doing. Today, I'm reviewing quarterly projections when my phone buzzes. It's Alex. Dude, we still on for drinks tonight? I've got news about that tech startup I mentioned. Wouldn't miss it. I owe you at least 100 drinks by now. I smile, setting down my phone. Alex has been my rock since freshman year of college, when I was working 3 jobs and barely sleeping. Speaking of which, the framed diploma on my wall cost me 4 years of exhaustion. No parents co-signing loans, no family safety net, just me, minimum wage jobs, and scholarships I hunted down like my life depended on them. Because it did. Murphy, the Anderson meeting got moved up to 3, my assistant calls through the intercom. I check my watch, plenty of time to remember why I push myself so hard. Growing up in our small 2-bedroom house, I learned early that Harold and Linda, it feels weird calling them mom and dad even in my head, had different standards for their kids. For my sister Emma, there were dance lessons, new clothes, and constant praise. For me, I still remember my 10th birthday when they forgot to get a cake. Emma got a car for her 16th. I got a bus pass. You need to learn self-reliance, Harold would say, conveniently only when it came to my needs. Senior year of high school, I asked about college funds. The painful laugh from Linda still echoes sometimes. College fund. We're not made of money, Murphy. Figure it out like adults do. Meanwhile, Emma was already attending her dream school with full parental support. I don't blame her. She was just accepting what was offered, but it stung. The night after graduation, Alex found me sitting on the park bench near our high school. They didn't even show up to the ceremony. They're lost, man. They'll regret it someday when you're killing it. Alex was right, though neither of us knew how literally that would play out. I worked construction that summer, then took night classes at community college while working days. Transferred to university after 2 years, graduated with honors. No family in the audience, just Alex cheering loud enough for 10 people. My first consulting job led to bigger opportunities. I saved obsessively, lived on nothing, and 3 years ago launched my own firm. Now I have 20 employees and clients waiting in line. Last Christmas, I got a card from Harold and Linda for the first time in years. No personal note, just their names signed at the bottom. Emma calls occasionally, mostly to mention how our parents talk about my success to their friends. Funny how they claim credit for something they actively tried to prevent. I straighten my tie and head to the conference room. Today's client is paying top dollar for my expertise I gained by having absolutely nobody to fall back on. Sometimes the best gift is being given nothing at all. At least that's what I tell myself. The view from the top is sweeter when you've seen the bottom. And trust me, I've seen both. My phone rang with an unknown number as I finished the Anderson meeting. Murphy Peterson speaking. Murphy, it's your father. My stomach dropped. 5 years of almost no contact and Harold calls like we spoke yesterday. Your mother and I need to speak with you. Family business. I reluctantly agreed to meet at Rosario's downtown. I texted Alex. Parents want to meet. Weird. Coming after. You'll need backup, he replied. Harold and Linda were already seated when I arrived. They'd aged, but still carried that air of entitlement. Let's skip the small talk. What's this about? We've hit a rough patch, Harold explained. Our investments for retirement have collapsed. We might lose the house, Linda added, dabbing at dry eyes. When I asked for details, Harold gave vague explanations about property deals gone wrong. So you need money. We need family support, Linda corrected. Emma suddenly appeared, sliding into the 4th chair. Thank God you're here, Murphy. They've been beside themselves. Interesting timing. This isn't about old grievances. This is about family. How much? I asked. About 90,000, Harold admitted. I nearly choked. That's not a rough patch. That's a catastrophe. It's nothing to someone in your position, Emma snapped. I noticed discrepancies. Linda's new designer watch, Harold mentioning their Florida trip, Emma's constant phone checking during their tale of woe. I'll need to think about it. What's there to think about? Emma demanded. They're your parents. They do the same for you. I actually laughed. Would they? The uncomfortable silence was answer enough. Later at a nearby bar, Alex listened intently. They expected you to just write a check on the spot. Something doesn't add up. They don't seem desperate enough. So what's your plan? I need to find out what's really going on first. Smart move. I know someone who might help with that. I'm listening. Her name's Jessica, Alex said, pulling out his phone. Corporate lawyer by day, financial bloodhound by night. We go way back. The next morning, I was sitting across from Jessica in her downtown office, surrounded by glass walls and legal degrees. So your parents suddenly need 90 grand? She raised an eyebrow. And you suspect they're not being truthful? Something feels off. Can you help me look into it? Give me their full names, social security numbers if you have them, and any business names they've mentioned. Isn't that borderline illegal? I prefer creative due diligence. You do the same before investing in any business partner. 3 days later, Jessica called me to her office. Files covered her desk, alongside printouts of social media screenshots. Your parents aren't broke, Murphy, not even close. She showed me property records. Harold and Linda owned their primary residence outright, plus a condo in Florida purchased last year. What about this failed investment they mentioned? There was a property deal that tanked, but they only lost about $20,000. Hardly catastrophic for people with their portfolio. Then she slid across a document that made my blood boil, a mortgage application from 6 months ago for Emma's new house. They co-signed and provided the down payment, $200,000. While telling me they couldn't afford to help with my college, I muttered, "There's more. Check these out." Social media posts from Linda's account showed them at high-end restaurants, a Mediterranean cruise, and shopping trips, all within the past 3 months. They've been living it up while preparing to cry poverty to you. I called Alex, who arrived 20 minutes later. "Man, that's cold," he said, flipping through the evidence. "What's their angle?" "I called your cousin Rick," Jessica added, "since he's still in touch with your extended family. Apparently your parents have been telling everyone you abandoned them after making it big. That's complete bull. They're setting up a narrative. If you refuse to help, they look like victims of an ungrateful son." I paced the office. "This isn't about money, it's about control." "What do you want to do?" Alex asked. The plan came together over pizza and beers at Jessica's apartment. We'd gather evidence, prepare a presentation, and turn their trap against them. "They mentioned the family reunion next month," I said. "Perfect timing." "You'll need to play along until then," Jessica cautioned. "Make them think you're considering their request." The next day, I called Harold. "I've been thinking about your situation. Maybe we should discuss it at the family reunion. Make a proper announcement." That's wonderful, son." His voice cracked with what I now recognized as fake emotion. "Everyone will be so pleased to see you helping out the family. One big happy family, right? I'm looking forward to it." After hanging up, I texted both Alex and Jessica. Game on. The trap was set. For the next 3 weeks, I gathered every receipt, every photo, every shred of evidence of their decades of favoritism and manipulation. The family thought I was coming to play the role of savior. Instead, I was coming with receipts, literally and figuratively. Uncle Dave's backyard buzzed with family members as I arrived with Alex and Jessica, laptop in hand. Harold and Linda rushed over, all smiles. "There's our boy!" Harold clapped my shoulder. "Everyone, look who made it!" Emma stood nearby, fidgeting nervously. "Murphy has something special to announce," Linda told everyone. 20 minutes later, the family gathered facing the makeshift screen. Harold and Linda beamed from the front row. "My parents recently approached me about a financial emergency. They needed $90,000 due to failed investments." I clicked through my slides methodically. Their portfolio, primary residence paid off, Florida condo purchased last year. The investment loss? Only $20,000. Harold shifted. "Murphy, this isn't appropriate." "Then there's this." I displayed Emma's mortgage application. $200,000 gifted to my sister 6 months ago, while I put myself through college without help. I showed childhood photos contrasting Emma's supported life with my neglect. The real kicker? Social media screenshots appeared. Mediterranean cruise 3 weeks ago, designer shopping, all while claiming poverty. Aunt Carol gasped. "You told us Murphy abandoned you." "You said he refused to help," Uncle Dave added. The family erupted in accusations. Linda attempted damage control without success. Emma approached me. "I didn't know they were doing this. You never questioned why they funded your life while I got nothing?" She looked away. "I guess I didn't want to see it." Harold and Linda pushed through the crowd. "We made mistakes. We're sorry," Linda pleaded. "We're your parents," Harold added. "Family forgives." I removed Linda's hand from my arm. "You were never there when I needed parents. You don't get to claim me now that you need a son. What do you want from us?" Nothing. That's what I've always gotten and what you'll continue to get. We're done. I packed up while the family processed everything. Alex and Jessica waited by the car. Ready? Jessica asked. Never been more ready. 3 months later, we celebrated landing a major client. According to Cousin Rick, Harold and Linda had become family outcasts. Invitations lost, calls unanswered. Sometimes justice arrives not through courts, but through people finally seeing the truth. That's the end of Murphy's story. What would you have done if you were in Murphy's position? Should he have exposed his parents publicly at the family reunion or handled it privately? Was the public humiliation justified after years of neglect and manipulation? Some might say family deserves forgiveness regardless of past actions, while others believe toxic people deserve consequences, even if they're family. Where do you stand? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what you would have done differently, or if you've experienced something similar in your own life. If you enjoyed this revenge story and want to hear more like it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. New stories every week about people who finally got the justice they deserved. Thanks for watching.